Yeah, as a health fact checker, I see a lot of misinformation regarding these things. Like you were talking about minoxidil for hair, but then I have seen doctors speaking that minoxidil causes cancer in a long run. So that kind of
There's a lot of
misinformation.
like we could have a session on the misconceptions of hair treatment and minoxidil.
For sure, we'll have.
Uh,
So our third myth is that psoriasis can be cured.
Cure means a full stop. So you get rid of the disease for the disease never to appear again. Now, I'll just give one example. There are very few diseases which have a cure. In fact, this is something we need to understand. Now, for us, we need to get hold of reality first. Like we need to understand what is possible, what is not possible. I'll give an example of appendicitis. Now, let us say a person suffers from appendicitis and the doctor recommends a surgery for appendicitis, and the appendicitis is surgery is done and the appendix is removed. Now, once the appendix is removed, a person has only one appendix, and that's the end of it. The person will never get appendicitis again. So that is a cure. Now, we do not have a cure for common cold. You may catch a common cold today, it may go off again in a week or 10 days time, you may get it back again. So there's no cure for common cold. Similarly, it is about psoriasis. Now, psoriasis is an inflammatory disease which happens in the skin, which not only affects your skin, but it also affects your joints and also affects your internal organs and systems in the longer run. This is for sure proven. Now, what do we mean when we say psoriasis doesn't have a cure? It just simply means that when we treat psoriasis, I can make you free of psoriasis. That is, I can bring back the disease under total control. Your skin would be free of psoriatic lesions. You can be joint pain free. But once this is achieved, if you do not maintain a proper lifestyle and a proper treatment regime, you will get back psoriasis. Now, basically, because once psoriasis is gone or treated to remission, there are many factors, like it could be any infection in your body, it could be any physical, mental, emotional stress, it could be any trauma, it could be any drugs which are added inadvertently, which could trigger off the next episode of psoriasis. So these are not under one's control. So psoriasis, yes, it's a disease which cannot be cured, but it is a disease which can be treated to the fullest extent. We can make a person free from psoriatic lesions. Why this is important is, like, let me add an addendum to it. Now, most of the dermatologists would say the same, that psoriasis is not curable but treatable. Now, for a general public, they always would love to hear the word cure. Now, this is very understandable. Basically, as a human, when you have a long-standing condition, you always look for something which you can get rid of. Now, many a times it happens that people who are quacks, who do not know the basic subject, they promise them cure and take them for a ride and give them unsubstantiated treatments or even harmful treatments without monitoring at times, which can be really harmful to the patient.
So just because Kajol got fairer with time, people think that maybe they can also achieve that fairness, goal. So there is a myth around social media that there are a lot of creams that helps in getting fairer skin.
Right. Now, anything that comes easy comes always with a price. Unfortunately, this fad for fairness has been since time immemorial, and it's a very unhealthy obsession or a fad. Now, yes, as you rightly said, we cannot really make a person's skin fair without any adverse events. Now, there are creams in the market which are marketed as fairness creams, and when you apply them, you really tend to notice that your skin is lightening down. But what we need to understand is that these creams contain high potency steroids in them. Now, one of the side effect of the steroid is to lighten your skin up. Now, this is not a desired event. This is an adverse event, or an event which we do not want to happen. Now, why this is not needed is basically because of the steroid, when applied on the skin for such a purpose, gets absorbed into one's body and can cause stretch marks, gain of weight, development of diabetes over a period of time, cholesterol issues, and addiction to the cream itself. And easily, a person's skin which has been treated with steroid and which has been lightened with steroid can be easily made out, basically because the blood vessels, capillaries will be very, very prominent in them, and they'll be extremely sensitive to sunlight. And once they stop the cream, the skin darkens to the double extent. So you cannot make a person's skin fair without producing adverse events, and that is not really desirable. What reasonably we can do is we can detan a person. Like, for example, let us say, now always when you look at a person's face, now compared to the face which is an exposed area, if you look at the chest or the shoulders or the back, those areas are relatively lighter in tone compared to the face. This is basically because these are unexposed areas, that is the chest, shoulders, or the back, whereas the face is the exposed area. So we as Indians tend to get dark when you go out in the sun. So what happens is that particular suntan, if treated early, can be reduced, and we can probably lighten up a person's tone by 1 or 2 shades in a healthy manner. But making a person, what do you say, fair is out of questions. There are many treatments which are being marketed and promoted, IV injections as being a part of fairness treatment. Now, let us all understand that these treatments are not really well accepted and well proven by science, right? So it wouldn't be wise to just blindly go in them and do them, because always the first motto of medicine is do no harm. So whenever you're trying to treat a person, you'll have to ensure that there is no side effect coming out of that treatment, and then only you will have to proceed. Basically, because when you're trying to make a person fair, you're not trying to treat a disease. There's no disease in the person
There
as
is no
such.
disease. Yeah.
Just exactly. So you do not want to go treat something which is not existent and give a side effect or an adverse event out of it. So this would be my take on it.
Okay, so maybe that is the reason why Fair and Lovely is also Glow and Lovely now because
Yeah.
of the fake claim. Right, sir. So thank you for such a beautiful and explained answer. I think it will help our viewers a lot to know more about skin cancer, psoriasis, and misinformation about the creams and wrinkle-free creams that we are seeing on social media nowadays. Thank you so much for joining and giving your time, sir. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Sonal. Thank you once again for the opportunity. Good day to you.